Live 175. Yes, you heard rightly. It's been 175 times that I'm here live on Instagram and YouTube talking about a subject related to the engineering validation here in Australia. And for those that don't know me, my name is Jean Alves. I'm the founder of the website www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website that I created back in April 2019 to share content of value and useful information for your engineering qualification validation here in Australia. And I also talk about other subjects related to engineering, as well as how to get a job as an engineer. And and we discussed in, I think in the last live session that you guys are interested if I talked about how you can get a job as an engineer. I might do actually a workshop about that. So you guys express your interest, and I will put together a workshop to help you guys to get a job as an engineer as well. So tonight I'm going to be delivering another free 15 minutes of free consulting services tonight with Jean Alves. He's a Brazilian civil engineer. And also stay tuned, because after the session with Jean, I'm going to choose somebody in the audience that you also get 15 minutes of free consulting. But you need to pay attention, because I'm going to be saying few things, and you need to be with me live here, so you know what are those kind of a secret words. And towards the end, after the session with Jean, I'm going to ask what was the secret word, and the first one that kind of puts either in YouTube or in Instagram will win the 15 minutes of free consulting to be done tonight. So, which means that the lucky winner needs to be live with me here as well. Okay, sorry, I just need a glass of water. All right, and also I'm going to be sorry. It it went in the wrong channel, sorry. So and tonight I'm also going to be answering some questions that I received about the qualification validation during the workshop, and hopefully I will be all right here. All right, so I will ask Jean to join the Zoom session. Jean, if you could join the Zoom session, I will admit you in the call, and then we can have our chat. We tested a little bit before, so it was all working, so which is good. And so just while Jean enters in the Zoom, I'd just like to remind you guys that tonight is the last day, last few hours, 3.5 hours until I close the enrollments of my mentoring program, Validation Formula. I've got already several students that joined this new group. Very happy with them, and very excited to help them to become an engineer here in Australia, validated engineers in Australia here. And if you're still thinking about it, if you're not quite sure, there's nothing to go wrong. You can enter the Validation Formula program tonight, still get your $600 discount, and the 9 bonuses as well, and you still have 30 days warranty. If you think it was not for you, that my mentoring didn't really help you, you can just send me an email, attach your CDR, at least I know that you tried, and I will return the money that you paid tonight in full, 100%. I'm not even discounting the fee that I get discounted by the credit card. All right. Okay, so I will admit Jean. He was here. So yeah, he is here. It takes few seconds until kind of the sound is good, but it should be coming really soon. Yes, he is here. Yeah. Hi, Jean. How are you?
Hello, everybody. I'm good. How about you, Gerson?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for
Okay.
your availability. Yeah, on a Sunday evening. And
No, it's okay. It's my
yeah,
pleasure, Gerson.
yeah, thank you very much, Jean. And thank you very much for participating in the workshop, participating in the live sessions,
Yeah,
engaging and interacting with me in my
yeah,
Instagram posts. Yeah, thank you
yeah,
very
yeah.
much for that. So,
Thank you for the opportunity.
nah, that's all right. My pleasure. First of all, I'd like to ask you if you could please introduce yourself, your
Yeah.
name, where you came from, and what type of engineer you are, and what you're doing
Okay.
here, please.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Again, I am Jean Alves. I'm from Brazil. I'm a civil engineer. I graduated at Pontifícia Universidade Católica do Paraná in 2019, and I work as a civil engineer since then. I came to Australia with the working holiday visa, and now I'm working as a civil drafter in a company called Dykeman. I work with projects of roads, water, and sewer. Now the question, Gerson.
Yeah,
The question.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Feel free. Start.
Okay. First of all, my question is: in Brazil, a civil engineer has to have some assets to participate in tenders. So it's like I have to prove that I know do the job to
Yep.
participate in a tender. So my first question is: in Australia, is like Brazil, a civil engineer has to prove their experience or not?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Jean. And obviously, I'm also a Brazilian engineer. And those technical assets in Portuguese we call acervo técnico. Here in Australia is different. One because the engineers here they don't accumulate the technical asset. They don't accumulate acervo técnico. What happens is that, for example, in a tender or licitação, in a tender, let's say, for example, in your company, your company is going to participate to do a design of a bridge, for example. Depending on the type of bridge and depending on the size of the bridge and complexity, uh, the design company needs to be pre-qualified with, for example, you're in Brisbane, if you're going to do for the Queensland government, the company will need to be pre-qualified with the department to design that type of bridge. So there are different categories of pre-qualification. And usually when you send your bid or your offer, uh, you need to be obviously pre-qualified. The company needs to be pre-qualified. And one of the requirements also is to send the resume of the personnel that's going to work in the project. So it's not really an acervo técnico, but or a technical asset, but you will say that Jean Alves, yeah, 3-4 years of experience as civil engineer, this experience in Brazil doing this, these years of experience in Australia doing that. So uh, the evaluation panel will then, all right, first check if the company is pre-qualified. If it is pre-qualified, they probably then going to have a look at the curriculum of the personnel that's going to be involved in the project. So in this particular area, I think Brazil is more advanced than Australia. One, because Brazil, the whole country, the profession of an engineer is regulated. Here in Australia, unfortunately, it's not all states that are regulated. Queensland is the oldest state that has the profession of engineer regulated. It's already 90 years, so 90 years. New South Wales and Victoria, for example, they started their registration scheme just in 2021. So it's
gosh.
very new. It's just and it's not a comprehensive. It's not full registration. It's just 5 types of engineers in the building industry. So, but they are expanding the registration. Here in Australia, in Queensland, is pretty much all engineers in all industries: residential, commercial, infrastructure, mining, and transport, and all sorts of engineering. As long as it is a professional engineering service, you need to be registered here in Queensland, or if you're not, you need to be supervised directly by a registered professional engineer of Queensland.
Okay, so Gerson, you said that here in Australia, an engineer should have some pre-qualifications, right?
Yep. The company needs to be pre-qualified.
Okay, how the company use the engineer?
Yes, because here in Queensland, for example, your company is going, you do design, for example. Let's say I don't know your company, but let's say that your company, they do design. For them to
Yeah.
design, let's say, a section of a road, designing a road is professional engineering services by definition. There's legislation here in Queensland called the Professional Engineer Act 2002. That is the legislation that regulates the profession of engineers here in Queensland. And in the legislation, there is this terminology called professional engineering services. And designing a road is a PES, professional engineering services. Therefore, if you're going to design a road, your company going to design a road, they need to have a registered professional engineer of Queensland, RPQ engineer, to certify to be the technical responsible for that design. So that is one. It's going to be one prerequisite for the pre-qualification. It's going to be if the company doesn't have a registered engineer, it's going to be very difficult for the company to become pre-qualified with the department or with the local government because it's the law. If the company does without having a registered professional engineer of Queensland here in Queensland, it's actually a criminal activity.
I got it.
Yeah, people can be prosecuted, people can go to jail, people can pay heavy fines if they ended up doing professional engineering services without being registered or being directly supervised by RPQ.
Okay, can I use my Brazilian experience to prove to Australia that I can do the job?
Yes, you can. For example, I did. When I validated my engineering qualification, I did with my Brazilian experience, and I had already some Australian experience. Very little. Majority of my experience that I used to validate my qualification was the experience that I brought from Brazil. And my ARTs, Anotação de Responsabilidade Técnica, I use my ARTs also to support as evidences of my validation as well. To be registered is a second step. First of all, you need to validate your qualification.
Okay.
Yeah, the validation process is done by Engineers Australia. obviously. In Engineers Australia, when they give you the positive outcome, they are saying that your qualification, together with your experience and your skills and your competencies, they are equivalent to an Australian engineering degree. So they're just saying that. So they're just saying that we recognize your qualification that you've done in Brazil, for example, being as the same level as the Australian qualification as a civil engineer, for example. So that is the validation process, stage number one. For you to become a registered professional engineer, you need to apply to the Board of Professional Engineers of Queensland, BPEQ. With the board, you can just apply with the board when you attain the stage two. The stage two is when you are validated already, and then you have at least 3 to 4 years of experience, and then you apply either for a CPEng, a Chartered Professional Engineer, or RPEng, Registered Professional Engineer with Professionals Australia. CPEng is with Engineers Australia. You can also apply for NER, the National Engineer Register, with Engineers Australia as well. It's a little bit more simplified process. That's for the stage two. If you're mine engineer, there's another institution just for mine engineers. If you're structure engineer, there's another institution just for structure engineers. But for a civil engineer, your pathway would be either with Engineers Australia, doing CPEng or NER, or with Professionals Australia, you can do the RPEng. And when you get this second stage, then you can apply with the Board of Professional Engineers of Queensland to get your RPEQ registration.
Okay,
So
now
the
I got
board,
it.
the board is like our CREA, our Conselho
Yeah.
Regional is like, people think that the Engineers Australia is like CREA, but it's not, because Engineers Australia does not have the power to enforce the profession. The Board of Professional Engineers here in Queensland, they have the power to prosecute engineers. They go like a police. They go like CREA goes in Brazil, like Exercício Legal da Profissão. The Board of Professional Engineers here in Queensland, they can go after engineers and they can send them to the judge, and they can prosecute engineers here as well. So it's a two-step process to become RPEQ.
Nice. I got
Yeah,
it. Thank you, Gerson.
yeah. Any other particular questions, Jen?
Actually, I will have more questions when I start my validation, but for now, thank you so much
All
for
right.
all the informations.
No, it's all good, Jen. Thank you very much for your questions. I think it's very important, the questions that you ask, because I don't want to see colleagues get in trouble because they're not registered, or they're doing something that they can be in big trouble. And this thing about registration is a personal thing. Let's say that you do something wrong without knowing. It's not the company. The prosecution is not against the company. The prosecution is
It's
always
your
against the
responsibility.
person.
Okay, I got it.
So, yeah. All right. No, thank you very much, Jan.
Okay,
And
thank you,
yeah,
Gerson.
if you have any other question, just send me a message there, and Instagram
Okay,
or WhatsApp. All right.
okay.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. All right. So that was very good questions by Jean, and hopefully people were paying attention, because I'm going to ask a question about the conversation that I had, obviously, with Jean, and those ones that would like to get another chance to get a 15 minutes of free consulting, maybe your time is now. So, because I'm going to ask the question. I spoke about the second stage of the engineer here in Australia. The first stage being the validation of your qualification. So Engineers Australia, they say that your qualification in your home country is equivalent to an Australian qualification. Similar, obviously, level, engineer, professional engineer. And then there's the second stage, stage number 2. So why is it important to advance to the stage number 2? So can you remember why is it important to advance to the stage number 2 when you are an engineer? If you paid attention, and if you want to get 15 minutes of free consulting, the first one that put in the comments either in YouTube or Instagram will get the 15 minutes of free consulting tonight. And while you guys think about it and answer, I'm going to go to my questions that I received during the workshop, and I'm going to answer some of them. While I get my questions, I'm just going to remind you guys that tonight is the last day that you have to enter in this mentoring group that I just opened. Last time that I opened enrollments for my mentoring program was in beginning of December last year. So it's been a few months since I opened a new group. And tonight I'm going to 11:59 p.m. Brisbane time. I'm going to close enrollments for this group. And I need to close it because I need to dedicate my time to this new group and obviously to the other students as well. Next Saturday, we will have already our first live session with the new group. So if you join tonight, you still have the chance to participate next Saturday in the live session just with the students, where I go there as part of the mentoring program. I answer questions of my students. So you just need to go to my website, www.validationmentoring.com, and have a look at what was in there. And I'm just pasting the link, and just have a look. You can just then click the button enroll now with $600 discount. The discount is still on. You still get the 9 bonuses. Just the bonuses, they valued at $1,800 you get for free. Question and answer sessions, VIP group in the Telegram group just for my students. I'm going to give you my 3 ebooks so it can help you to get your job as an engineer. 7 tips for curriculum vitae, 7 tips for cover letter, 7 tips for professional interview. You will access the comments and feedback that I provided to my students as well. A template for action plan so you can finish your validation process in 30 days. And a catch-up session with the validation formula students that I promote twice a year online, so we all can exchange valuable information, especially from those ones that already been validated. And also you get access to the career episodes planning and summary statement assistant, which are my Excel spreadsheets to help you to organize your thinking and organize the preparation of your career episodes and your summary statement. So that's all of those 9 bonuses. You just need to enroll now, and then need to open up the my validation formula website. You just need to add to the cart. And you can also split in 3 payments. With this promotion, you can split in 3 payments. But when you split in 3 payments, you add $50 because I gotta pay to the system there. So you just need to go there, proceed to checkout, and then you put your names and everything else, email, and then you can choose if you do a direct bank transfer, if you pay with a PayPal, credit card, or if you do 3 installments. 3 installments, the first one is $349 tonight, and then 2 payments of $299 each. Total will be $947 if you split in 3 payments. Okay, and then you place your order, you get your email confirming, and you get access to my program, which is this one. And when you view the mentoring program, all the 25 modules, they are there, and they have video classes, and those video classes, they are there.
Hi, welcome to this module. And in this module, we're going to see some strategies to have a better CDR, Competency Demonstration Report, and also some barriers faced by engineers.
So those are the types of classes that you have access. So you can watch at your leisure anytime that you want. You've got 12 months of access to the portal. And you have all the 25 modules, which is the step-by-step to help you in your validation process. And you have access all of this immediately as soon as you confirm your enrollment. All right. Okay, so some of the questions there. Just going to double check answers. Yes, we got just reading comments here in the YouTube. Bruna, stage 2 is important in order to practice independently or unsupervised. Yes, that's correct, Bruna. So congratulations again. So you got the 15 minutes of free consulting. Good. Stage 2 is required so that engineers know the Australian engineering experience according to standards and validated. Yes, in a way, Mahesh. And Babatunde is saying stage 2 is important to check for competency requirements for professional engineer. Yes, registered for registration of professional engineer. Yes. All right. So, Bruna, if you're okay, I'll send you the link. And if you are still there, we'll send you in Instagram, I think. I've got your Instagram, Bruna. I'll send it to you. Where is that? Just paste in there. Yeah, I sent in your Instagram, Bruna. While Bruna is accessing the link, I will probably just have to, because I've got time limitation with Zoom, but I think I still got time with Bruna. And while Bruno is accessing, Bruno, hi Jason, thanks. Unfortunately, I'm not at home now. Oh, sorry. No, that's all right then. No, that's okay, Bruno. We'll have plenty of time to talk during the mentoring program. So the next one is Mahesh. So Mahesh was the second one that responded. So I'll send it to you, Mahesh. So what about yeah, I just don't know, Mahesh. Do you have Instagram, Mahesh? So I can send the link to you. And then while you respond, Mahesh, I will answer Mahesh's question. When we submit our salary slips, all are required or only 4 from the particular year? Also PDF received from company directly we can upload, or we have to print and scan it. Mahesh doesn't have Instagram. Do you have Telegram? Messenger? Just somewhere I can send you the link. Well, the salary slips, the validation of the work experience is more for the registered migration agents because it's for to gain those extra points. It's a service that Engineers Australia they do. So I'm not quite sure because I don't do validation of work experience. So I wouldn't really be able to respond to you, Mahesh, with this question because it's not related to the validation of the qualification. So Mahesh says, yes. Do you have what? If you can send me a message in Messenger or Telegram, I will send you the link, Mahesh, and then you can share, we can share the screen.
Record. Recording in progress.
Sorry, guys. I had to reconnect. So let's wait until Mahesh. Yeah, Mahesh here. Good. I will send you a message, Mahesh, with the link. So already sent to you, Mahesh. So while we wait, Mahesh, we can answer a few more questions. I'll just go to the questions that I received during the workshop while Mahesh enters. One question that I receive quite a lot during the workshop is how hard is the process of the validation process? And the answer is a bit subjective. The process can be very hard if you don't know what you're doing. That's why I keep saying that the success in the validation process is about 80% organization and planning and 20% writing. If you plan yourself, if you think about it, if you organize your information, the process is not going to be very hard. People say that's hard and difficult because they do the opposite. They do 20% planning and 80% writing. And then usually when things go a little bit wrong and becomes really hard. So And that's why I started this project, to help you guys with information so you guys can have a not an easier, but a more information related to the validation process in a more structured way, so you guys cannot be very hard for you guys. The other question is, there's lots of question about migration. So and because I'm not a registered migration agent, I can't really provide migration advice. But what I'm going to do, I will, in the next workshop, I don't know when, probably sometime in maybe May, June, I will invite a migration agent and to give us a little bit of a presentation, and then we can ask those questions to the migration agent. So, because there's lots of questions that how can I get a permanent visa? How many years does it take? Some of the requirements for this type of visa. So I don't have those questions because I'm not a migration agent. Yeah, another question that was fairly common was about English test. People ask me questions about English test. Is it what English test is easier, IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE? When I did it, I did IELTS because back in 2005, I think was just IELTS that was available for the Engineers Australia validation process. So I did IELTS. And because I studied English back in Brazil, I studied in Japan, I lived in Japan, I spoke English when I was working there as well. So for me, to get the minimum score wasn't that difficult. But I understand that a lot of people, they try IELTS and they struggle. Some other people say that PTE is easier to get scores. So, but I haven't done PTE. So from what I hear from all the engineers, they say that with some preparation, you can do really well in PTE. So if it's easier than IELTS, unfortunately, I cannot say because I haven't done it. So Mahesh is connecting. That's okay. So while he connects, I'm going to answer another question there. Yeah, there's a question about jobs. Maybe a little bit of warm up for maybe a workshop about jobs. A lot of people ask me questions about companies if they hire overseas engineers. And I say yes. Overseas engineers, well, if you are in Australia, if you are an overseas engineer in Australia, if you have the right to work, companies usually they don't discriminate. They just want skilled people. They just want competent people, competent professionals. So if you are a professional engineer, if you're competent, if you know what you're doing, when you apply for a job, doesn't matter that you are an overseas engineer or not. Depending on the type of job that it is, obviously, if you have an Australian experience, is going to count more points in your job recruitment, especially if you have to deal with customers and other people or suppliers or subcontractors that you know the industry. You have already the experience, you have your network here in Australia, it can help. So that could be the difference, especially if in terms of skill levels, if you and your other competitors are the same skill levels, but others, they have more Australian experience, maybe this could be the point of difference to hire the other one, not you. But companies, they don't really discriminate. In our company, we have engineers from all parts of the world. I'm from Brazil. There are engineers from India, Nepal, engineers from other places, South Africa, Malaysia, Philippines. So there's engineers from all over the world. And there was a question about, I think was in Instagram. Can I validate a production engineering master's? Yes, you can, but that will depend on your objective. If you want to validate your qualification, for example, your master's, or if your validation is for migration purposes, for you to apply for your skilled visa or whatever, Engineers Australia, I know because I asked the question, they replied to me. For migration purpose, needs to be your undergraduate degree, your bachelor degree. So even though if you have a master's in production engineering, for migration purpose, you need to validate your bachelor degree. If you have your master's, you can include your master's in your validation, and Engineers Australia will have a look at the subjects and the curriculum of your master's, and they may validate your master's as well. But for migration purpose, it's going to be your bachelor degree. Mahesh is saying, sorry, Zoom is not getting downloaded. Seems issues. Next time we'll connect. No, that's all right, Mahesh. Remember me, because you have 15 minutes of free consulting. So next time that your Zoom is all right, we'll connect. I think I still got time. Baba Tunde. He also replied, stage 2 is important to check for competency requirement for professional engineer. So if you're online, Babatunde, if you want to share the screen with me, I can send you a link and we can have a chat. If not, we're probably going to be finishing for tonight because it's already 15 minutes. I'll check other questions there. Yeah, no worries, AP Matei. Bruno is saying, my friend has a master's in industrial engineering, not a bachelor's. Can she still apply for CDR? Yes, again, yeah, the CDR, the competency demonstration report will be for migration purposes, just the bachelor degree. So what she can do, if she's done the master's degree here in Australia, and if the master's degree is recognized by Engineers Australia, you can get your membership with Engineers Australia. You can become a member of Engineers Australia with your master's degree if it is recognized here in Australia. But for migration purpose, it's just going to be the bachelor degree, unfortunately. All right. It's all good. Not sure if Babatunde is online or not, but I think we're running out of time. So, yes, I would like to thank you guys very much for your participation on a Sunday. And remind you again that 11:59 p.m. tonight, I'm going to be waking up. Well, I'll be wake up until 11:59. Then I'll have to shut down the website. And your friend is AP Matei. All right, Bruno. So 11:59 p.m. tonight, I'm going to shut down my validation mentoring site. Is going to be displaying a message that sorry, the enrollments are closed, but you can go to a waiting list. So waiting list, and I'll let you know when the new group is going to be open. Probably not very soon. Maybe after a few months, I'll be opening a new group. And also, I would like to thank all my new students that they joined my mentoring program since last week. Next Saturday, 18th of March, 9 a.m. Brisbane time, we're going to have our catch-up session, question and answer sessions, just for the validation formula students. All right. So if you're interested in learn more about the validation program, we'll put the link again. Is www.validationmentoring.com. You can go to my website and check it out until 11:59 tonight. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, guys. And I hope to see you in my mentoring program. See you then. Bye-bye.